How's it going, everybody? This is Kelvin here, and today we're going to be making a dungeon quest video on what class you should choose and which is the best one. Before I begin, make sure you smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. Make sure to watch the whole video so you don't miss out on any details at all. Without further ado, let's get the party started. Alright, so the first one on the list is the Warrior Tank, what I also call the Wet Noodle class. What the Warrior Tank does do is to use a taunting skill to gather up all the mobs to allow his or her teammates to focus all the damage into one location. The Warrior Tank pretty much has a full set of guardian gear, focusing everything into health and holding a physical damage weapon. All the skill points will be focused into stamina to give him the most amount of survivability possible. So in this clip right here, me as a warrior tank, I am rushing into the battle first, and I'm taunting all the monsters into one location. By gathering them to one place, you can see my teammates here. They're pretty much focusing all the damage on the mobs are focused on me. It doesn't really matter what my second skill is. I can use the second taunt if I wanted to. My damage does nothing, so like I said, it doesn't really matter. Alright, that's pretty much all the information you need when it comes to a tank warrior Wet Noodle. Of course, do I recommend this class? No, I do not. There's a better tank out there later into this video, so make sure you keep watching. And how much I rate this class 1 to 10? Probably a 2. And you're probably asking, Kelvin, why is this class even on the list? And to be honest, it's probably because at the time of this video, there isn't that many classes to choose from anyways. So let's move on. Moving on to the next one, we have the Healer Mage, what I also call the 911 Medic. What the Healer Mage does is it focuses all of its spell power into healing, and it's pretty much a support class where it's never going to neglect on healing. It doesn't mean it has the best survivability, but he or she who's playing the medic is going to make sure they're going to be given the best support heals possible to keep everyone alive, since that is the primary job. Checking into the inventory, I have a dual set of mage gear. I'm using a full spell power staff, and I have 2 heal skill. The heal skills that I recommend is either Chain Heal or Aura of Life. Universal Healing is also one of the options as well, but the cooldown is way too long after one of the older updates. Then I'm going to go to skill points and show you that I have a bunch of skill points in the spell power, but I did try to give myself a little stamina. There's no set amount of spell power or stamina you should put in, since it's really determined by your skill level or your dungeon that you're doing. Alright, as you can see, I am healing all my party members. I'm not focused on anything else but their HP bars. I want to make sure every time their HP drops, I'm willing to top it up because of my low cooldown heal skills. I try not to get too close and personal with the bosses and mobs, but if it's necessary for me to heal my teammates, I'm getting in there like a medic. Alright, so that's about all the information I can give you for a Healer Mage. Just remember, he has one job and one job only. Heal, heal, heal. And of course, do I recommend this class? Yes, I do, especially for lower level dungeons. Even though there is a class that's going to be better for healing, the medic is not bad at all. And I would rate the medic a 6 out of 10. So hopefully you learned something about being a medic, and let's move on. And now we have the Healer Tank, what I also nicknamed the Fat Mama. Well, what the Fat Mama has is he has a big, massive reserve of survivability. It is probably one of the most efficient classes to be right now, because it shares a fine line between tanking and healing. Pretty much gives you one of the best heals while giving you the best tanking ever. And it's very easy to play at the same time because you have a buttload of survivability and you do not need to worry about monsters doing too much damage to you. So going on into the inventory, you can see that both my armor pieces right here are stacked chock full of health. I put them all into stamina. But then I also am wearing a full damage spell power staff. Since none of the weapons available allows you to put stamina points, it's really ideal to put the upgrades into spell power and drag on a heal skill. Then I can show you in my skill point section, I am fully stacked up with stamina. The most important 2 skills that I have here is one taunting aura and another aura of life. Of course, you can choose to use chain heals as well. I do suggest aura of life since you're going to be getting up and personal taking damage anyways. Alright, so in this clip right here, I am playing the Healer Tank. I run into the battle first, and I try to taunt all the monsters to get all the attention. After gathering them all up, I let my teammates focus all the damage on where I am. Of course, I gotta make sure I use my healing aura, my chain healing, whichever skill I choose to use to keep alive. But every time I go to a boss fight, anytime I fight a boss where I can't use a taunting skill, I go for double heals. I pop on a chain healing, and there we go. After the boss, I go back to my taunting skill once again. It's very important to make sure you don't take too much damage just because you can, or else you might overestimate your HP and end up oofing anyways. Of course, in a boss fight, make sure you once again go back for double heal skills if your taunt skills unnecessary. Try to make sure you keep your teammates alive, and there we go. Healer tank right there. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the Fat Mama. It is one of the newest and most efficient classes to bring into Dungeon Quest or just Dungeon Quest Wave Defense. You can't do high level dungeons without a good healer tank. Make sure you grab one as soon as possible. It is the best of both worlds. I highly recommend this class. I would rank this a 9 out of 10. So now that you know you have a Fat Mama to bring along to your next dungeon, make sure you grab one to efficiently tank all the damage. Moving on! Alright, next up, we have the Damage Warrior. The Damage Warrior is one of the best classes to bring to Dungeon Quest, and I know it's a little self-explanatory, but I'm going to get some additional information of why Damage Warriors are ranked so high on this list. First off, Damage Warriors is perfect for beginner classes. The newer players usually choose a warrior to be, and they should be focusing all their damage into one stat, which is physical power. Second, bringing the Damage Warrior to a dungeon means that every time you are on cooldown or your teammates are on cooldown, you can still do some normal hits and still do efficient damage to kill mobs. And number 3, especially if you play with a lot of people, maybe with streamers or YouTubers, the dungeon gets pretty laggy, and lag usually stops you from using skills. But since Damage Warrior has such high physical power, even without skills, his or her regular attacks are still very efficient, while everyone else's skills are still on cooldown. So we're gonna jump straight into the inventory, and I'm gonna show you that both my gear pieces, the helmet and my armor, is fully stacked on physical power. So was my weapon, and I'm using 2 rending slices right now that I got from Underworld. Of course, it doesn't really matter which specific skills you have, it's based on the dungeon you can do. Obviously, if you're at a lower level dungeon, you can always pick up an enchanted spinning blade or anything else. Then I'm going to go to skill points and show you that I have stacked almost all my stats in the physical power. I did put some in stamina. The stamina points that you put in is really determined by the dungeon you're doing. Even though you want to fully maximize the physical power you have on your skill points, you still kind of want to put a little bit in stamina so that you can still survive for a bit. Alright, so as a Damage Warrior, in this clip right here, you can see that I'm pretty efficient when it comes to being able to solo already. I don't have too many heals, so it's pretty important to make sure that I can kite very well and avoid damage. When you're facing mobs that have certain skills that require cooldowns, and you can get up close and personal, you can definitely use some of your normal attacks to finish them off without having to place your skills on cooldown. This warrior sounds great. It sounds like a great solo character, a great solo class, and seems like it's pretty good on team fights as well. But there's still one more class after this that's gonna be even better. Of course, that's only determined by the time of this video. Who knows, maybe they'll buff this class in the future. So that is the Damage Warrior. As a recording of this video, it is considered the second best damage class in Dungeon Quest right now. I do highly recommend this. It is very useful in group fights, and it's a very good class to be able to clean up monsters in the back without having to put your skills on cooldown. Definitely give this a try. I will rate the Warrior 9 out of 10. But we got one more class to go, and that's the one you probably have been waiting for. So let's hop onto that one. So we're finally here. We are here with the Damage Mage. It is pretty OP right now. It's absolutely unfair, but at the time of the recording for this video, it is the most desirable class. It is number 1 on the list. It is currently the highest damage class, and of course, the faster you kill in a dungeon, the better it's gonna be. Most of its skills are high damage, one being Skull Flame right now. It's a perfect class for intermediate to advanced players. And there is the addition of being able to be a healer whenever needed that makes this class so awesome. So I'm going to open up my inventory and show you that my helmet and my armor is maxed out in spell power. And of course, my weapon is as well. Then we're going to look at the skill points, and you can see that I pretty much put in most of my points in the spell power. Picked up a little bit of stamina to make sure I can survive. Like I said before, it's determined by the dungeon you are doing. But definitely make sure to bring a heal skill. It doesn't matter which one you want to bring, just bring one in case you need it. Alright, as you can see here, I am healing my teammate because I can. I have a heal skill. And there we go, gathering the mobs, doing high damage, and making sure nothing is left alive. We're pretty much nuking all the monsters at this point by gathering them up together and dropping all our skull flames into one location. Bosses can't stand a chance against us, mobs can't stand a chance against us. We're just dropping bombs like crazy. And of course, because we're killing so fast, we're actually able to beat this boss, completely skipping phases. So there we go, guys. Damage Mage is the most desirable, the #1 class to choose right now in Dungeon Quest. High damage, high reward. You can kill very fast, and of course, the faster you beat a dungeon, the faster you get your rewards and EXP. This is the #1 class, and I highly recommend it. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. Until we play again next time. Peace out, y'all.